What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also be sure to hit that bell and have your notifications turned on, as well as have your notifications set to all on your mobile devices so you will be notified when I upload a new video or go live. Be sure to like, comment, and share this content on your various social media platforms. So we are back yet again with another one of those videos involving PC and their encounter with the police. Now I know you see three images here. Well, one of them is missing because they never put out the image of the person, but it's interesting because they have the person's identity, but they just have their picture. So they just put this blank one up here. Everywhere I look, this always came up. But in this picture, you see two people and one representative. The guy's name is Joshua Clemens. The one on the far right, her name is Jenna Rice. And the one in the middle, who doesn't have a picture, her name is Bonnie Gunderman. And these individuals right here were arrested after a routine traffic stop that turned completely chaotic afterwards. So the routine traffic stop is what led into the chaos. But wait until you hear the plot twist of this story when it involves two of these people. And when I say the two people, I'm talking about the man and the woman on the far right. And by the way, I'm reading this from pahomepage.com, so this is coming out of Pennsylvania. Police arrested three people on Friday night after a traffic stop for a vehicle code violation turned violent. According to Wilkes-Barre Township Police, they performed the traffic stop for a car that had a vehicle code violation around 8 p.m. on Friday on Kidder Street near the Ocean State Job Lot. And in the car were Joshua Clemens of Newfoundland, Jenna Rice of Roseto, and Bonnie Gunderman of Salem Township. Officers say during the stop, Gunderman became agitated and began acting in a disorderly manner to protest the violation. Also, Joshua Clemens tried to identify himself as his deceased brother, Zachariah Clemens. And Jenna Rice also tried to identify herself as her sister, Jerica Getz. Now, what in the world did they think was going to come of that? Like, first off, it's already grimy enough that this guy tried to identify as his dead brother to try to get out of a situation. And then she tried to identify as her sister to try to get out of the same situation. Did they not think they was going to run their licenses or them plates and find out that they weren't who they said they were? So now you have another charge on you of claiming a false identity. Idiots everywhere. Police say as they tried to detain Clemens, he resisted and tried to pull away from the officer, causing him to fall on the ground and injure himself while attempting to flee. And look, he has his mugshot. He's still breathing. Key words there was resisted. You know, that word has come up a lot in a lot of these articles and these stories that I've been going over for the last week or so. Unfortunately, the results are very different opposed to when it happens to us. Police said they used the taser to try and subdue him. However, it had no effect on Clemens as he fought with and resisted officers for around 3 minutes before Clemens grabbed the taser from the officers. Unfortunately, Tamir Rice, he didn't even have 5 seconds before he was taken out. According to officials, Clemens was then taken into custody where they identified him as Joshua Clemens and found he had 3 arrest warrants from 3 separate law enforcement agencies. So we have a thug on our hands. Officers say Clemens was taken to the hospital to be medically cleared, and then he was taken to Luzerne County Correctional Facility where he was arraigned in front of a MDJ Webby Sr. and held on a $75,000 bail in addition to the 3 active warrants. Clemens is charged with aggravated assault, disarming a law enforcement officer, flight to avoid apprehension, resisting arrest, simple assault, use of possession of drug paraphernalia, disorderly conduct, and false identification to a law enforcement officer. According to the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, Clemens is also wanted in Wayne County for child neglect and failing to appear in court. Police say charges will be filed against Rice for identity theft and false identification, like I had said earlier, to law enforcement, and Gunderman for disorderly conduct and traffic offenses. And all of them are still a part of the union. Now this guy, I can see why they focused a lot more on this guy because he had a lot of priors. Like they said, he had 3 different warrants from 3 different agencies already. Well, now he has stacked a 4th one to his name. And they said that child neglect, which means he has a child out there somewhere that he's not being an attentive father to. So I guess you can throw the stereotype of him being a deadbeat dad onto him, because you know that's always getting thrown onto black men some way, in some fashion. I see thug number 1, number 2. I can't see number 2, and number 3 all up here. And again, that just adds on to the pile that I have been shelling out for the last week. I told you I was bringing the heat when it came to these type of stories, because mainstream media is not going to talk about this. This is me pushing back against them. I told y'all I may not have the numbers that these mainstream media outlets have or whatever, but I'm leaving that up to y'all in your hands to share this information out with as many peers as you possibly can and let them know that these stories do exist. Because I was actually in the comment section for Blacklight Revelations on his second channel, and I was saying, like, it's so many PC on PC crimes, it's crazy. And he was like, yeah, it's so many that, like, he literally had to create another channel just dedicated to just talking about it, because it's so many. There literally are so many of these type of stories out there, but you would never know unless you went and digged and looked for it, because mainstream media is not going to put it out there. But yeah, and usually, as you can see, they're rendering the same results. They get into it with the cops do what they're trained to do with them. They get a mugshot and some charges, maybe pay a fine, maybe get some kind of a high bail, and that's it. Us, 60 shots to the body. Jalen Walker ring a bell, or did people forget about him already?